Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, post birthday, I did get a lot of awesome new pickups. I swear to God, my wife absolutely spoiled me. And I swear to God, man, there's something special about a wife that is going to treat her fully grown adult husband as a kid and buy him a bunch of toys. I don't know why, but that is just so freaking fun and interesting about a woman that'll sit there and spoil you like that. And you guys know, man, 2, 3 years ago, none of this existed, right? Toy collecting wasn't a hobby. It wasn't a thing that interested me. But over the last few years, I went hot and heavy into this, and this hobby of mine, it's brought a lot of joy. And like I said, making these videos, it continues to bring a lot of enjoyment and pleasure for me. So I hope that this hobby continues for a long time, and I hope to be able to make videos, for this channel and for you guys for the foreseeable future. Now, how long that foreseeable future lasts, 10 years, 5 years, I don't know. But I enjoy making YouTube videos, man. Um, I think I've said it in the very beginning. Like, you never see old pictures of me because for like the longest time, I always felt like I didn't photograph well. So you never see old pictures of me, or you never see me on film. I never liked the way I sounded on video, or I never liked the way I looked in pictures or on camera. So it was very awkward for me to start making YouTube videos, and it took a long time to make a lot of videos before I finally started getting comfortable sitting behind the camera and actually making videos and posting them. But I think after about 700 plus videos, that's like, man, if you're not comfortable behind the camera at this point, it's like, what are you doing, right? But I mean, she hooked me up big time. Got me a lot of new wrestling figures. I think a good chunk of what she bought me, I actually already own. So a lot of stuff that I'll probably do a pickup video, kind of show some of that stuff off. And a lot of stuff that I'll show will probably be, again, duplicates of what I already own, but that's fine. And I don't know. I'll probably have to go through some of the figures to see if other things that I think are new are duplicates or not, because this is just such an abundant collection that I honestly have no idea each and every single piece that I own. But today, FedEx did deliver a new package for me, and Ringside Collectibles, or the Ringside Collectibles exclusive. And I don't know if I'm like too interested in what we're getting today, because they are modern day wrestlers, and as you guys know, I'm not like too familiar with obviously anything post 97, 98. So a lot of the characters I only know basically through collecting. But one of the characters from the tag team set, Roman Reigns, like I said, I know Roman Reigns, he's like obviously Bray Wyatt. I think is a very popular name. John Cena, yeah, but I think John Cena kind of falls in the lines with like The Rock. I actually, The Rock, I actually think I actually saw a little bit while I was still actively watching wrestling as a kid, but I don't think I saw John Cena. I think John Cena came in after I was done watching wrestling, but guys like Roman Reigns, John Cena, trying to think of other popular guys. Bray Wyatt, like I said, was one of those guys. Brock Lesnar. I've never seen any of these guys wrestle, right? They came after, long after I stopped watching. But you always knew these names because they were just, very popular names. So you hear their names through the grapevine over the years. I don't know any of these characters, not really. I think they call them the Bloodline or something. So I knew all these guys, again, through collecting and through hearsay and all that, but that's about it. But Mattel Retros. Mattel Retros are part of that Hasbro style line of collecting. So, yeah, I enjoy picking up each and every one of these figures. But I'm kind of looking at the back of this card, and one of the things that kind of stands out to me are these two figures here, the jumper types. And with the thing with Mattel Retros, with Hasbro, the jumpers, there are certain jumpers from Hasbro which are perfectly acceptable. Like the Kamala jumper is fine. The head shrinker jumpers, perfectly fine figures. But the jumpers from like Mattel Retros are really bad. Be like Seth Rollins as a perfect example. Their jumpers with their hands are in like super close, like so. Goldberg, another type of figure, right? And it makes it like one of the worst action figures ever created. So I'm not too excited about those two figures. But let's take these figures out and see what we're looking at. Hopefully these are easy remove. Uh-oh. Just tore my box here. Yeah, I'm going to have to pause, I think, because I might have to get a knife or something. I don't think I have a knife down here. Yeah, I'm going to have to pause and grab me a knife because I don't want to slash this box. So, yeah, I don't have anything to slice it down. So I'm going to pause, grab me a knife. That way I don't damage this. Alright, so, question is, who are they trying to keep out of these boxes? And I am just all over the place with this box. Now, this time around, I only decided to buy one set of figures. Normally, I buy two sets. One MOC, obviously. One to take out of the package. But, I don't know. I just wanted to get one set this time around because I kind of feel like with Ringside Collectibles, you sometimes get these figures at the end of the year, and, you know, they're probably like, what, $27 for, you know, one package, right? One tag team set. And, you know, that kind of falls in line because Mattel Retros, Mattel Creations, when they sell their 4-packs, they sell them for about $60. So a single figure is about $15, you know, per figure, right? So $27 for a 2-pack from Ringside Collectibles, you know, it falls in line. You think about two figures, $30, you know, it's accurate. It matches up. And so the 2-pack or the package of 4 figures, two sets, you know, $54, 27. I don't think it came out to be $54. I think it was like $57, $58, I don't know. But anyways, it may come out to 54, whatever. Not important. But $54 for the box. I think by year's end, that box set's probably going to cost you half that. So I decided not to go for 2 sets this time. I'm probably going to wait to the end of the year when these figures drop in price. And kind of looking at the first set, yeah, I don't foresee these being highly collectible, where a ton of people are going to go out and buy these. At least not this particular set. Graphic-wise, I've always said I really love what Mattel Creations and what the Ringside exclusives are doing with the actual graphics. I love this. This really pops. That's amazing. Now, unlike what Mattel Creations does with the easy remove card back, same thing, but they kind of tape it down on the backside, so I don't like that. Yeah, it's, see, already destroyed a card. Alright, Ringside, you kind of messed me up. The idea is obviously you want to display these loose, but if you ever want to bring them back to MLC, they're easy to do so, right? But already managed kind of destroying that back, you're not going to get the value already. So that's fine. What do I always say? I'm not reselling these. These are personal collection. These are things that are bringing me joy. These are things that are staying with me forever. Yes, I always think about personal value, right? But at the same time, value is important, but do they bring me happiness, right? Do they bring me joy when I look at them? And these are my artistry, right? So that's what I care about. So I don't know who these characters are, so I gotta look at them. Who is this? Like I said, these characters are brand spanking new. Jimmy Uso has the hat, and Jay Uso is without the hat. So Jimmy Uso with hat, Jay Uso without hat. Graphically, they look spectacular. I mean, don't get me wrong. With the design of the figures, I like the little, kind of like little Velcro, added onto the figure. And it says, "We the ones" on the shirt. It's fine. Kind of like the Marty Jannetty figure from Hasbro Series 2. One of those figures that kind of sink into each other, right? It kind of jumps right up. Is the hat removable? It is not, but the bill of the hat does kind of sink in. It is kind of rubbery, so I like that aspect. The fact that the hat doesn't come off, I actually really like that. And the fact that the bill, like I said, it's rubbery. When you think about Hasbro, you think about Undertaker and Bart Gunn and Papa Shango. Love the fact that those hats are not removable, okay? But they're like the rest of the plastic. They're, what is it? ABS plastic or whatever it's called. So, eventually, yeah, it is possible for the tip of the hat to break off, right? You do see that from time to time. I don't think that if you're sitting around and if you're a kid and you're bashing these figures back and forth, that you'll ever see this hat break. So that's pretty cool. I like that. That is a huge upgrade. So in terms of the hat build on, huge improvement. I think that is fantastic. But the finger pose. You guys know how I feel about the finger pose. Hasbro, LJN, Mattel Retros. It doesn't matter what toy line you're looking at. That finger point always bothers me. Do the hands move? They don't. I was hoping maybe you could twist the wrist. Got a full arm sleeve with the tattoos. Pretty nifty. I don't know. For me, I will never get a tattoo in my life. I do not want needles touching my body like that. When I gotta get my blood drawn or something, I mean, that's enough for me. Plus, if I'm gonna get a tattoo, I want to have obviously a tattoo shown off, but something like this, right? You gotta think, where do your tattoos get shown? Arms. To me, I think the arms is really the only spot a tattoo should be put on. Maybe legs, but I always wear pants. I always wear long sleeves, and frankly, I don't have the muscle strength to be wearing short sleeves and showing off tattoos. So you will never see me get a tattoo on my arm. So that's never going to happen. Okay, so it's a quality figure all in all for display appearances, but play pose sucks. So for that purpose, it is a low quality figure, and it's sucks that I say that because, like I said, all in all, with the accessories and everything, this had potential to be a very solid piece, but the play pose ruins it. And likewise, play pose, irrelevant how I feel about everything else, play pose makes this a horrific figure. D grade figure all in all. And the only thing keeping it from F grade is the fact that the built-on accessory makes it a little bit of an improvement. Now, with the tattoos and some of the other graphical details that went into this figure, that's in a really solid piece. And who did I say this was? Jey Uso? Who was it? Was it Jay or Jimmy who won the Royal Rumble in 2025? I think it was Jimmy. It sucks that I know that. At least one of the Usos winning the Royal Rumble. Because when I watch a tournament like that, I want to be surprised at who wins the Rumble. And that's the bad thing about freaking social media and internet and stuff like that, right? All this information is widely known. And it's like 2 seconds after the event ends, you already have all the answers. It's like, suck, no, I want to be surprised. I want to know the winner the first time I watch it. Not a year beforehand, because chances are I'm never going to see that 25 Royal Rumble until probably next year, right? Probably when it like appears on YouTube for the first time. Head sculpt, really solid. Not much more you could say about this figure that you didn't really say about the Jimmy Uso figure. Again, another Marty Jannetty type. Alright, so with Roman Reigns, and I don't even think I recognize this name, Solo Sikoa. I have never even heard that name, I don't think. And I collect pretty much every action figure, every toy line, wrestling toy line known to man, and that name is completely foreign to me. I've never heard that. Not unless he went by another name. But this is... Now this right here, I can already tell, based on the look of these figures, 100% worth it. No doubt. And where is my little slicer, my little box opener? And there I go again, destroying the darn card. Alright, Ringside, you really screwed me on this one. Alright. So, yeah, I'm going to have to buy a second set because I will never be able to card these again, because they come with like little bands that wrap around the hands to keep them in place. So, Ringside Collectibles makes it to the point where they don't want you to be able to recard their figures. Ringside Collectibles. So this one I think is probably the one that interests me the most out of all these figures, and he's kind of, I don't know, like a kind of like a Samoa Joe Mattel Retro figure. And for a second I thought that's who that might be, Samoa Joe. And hell, for all I know, that might be exactly who that is. And the only reason I know Samoa Joe, or at least that name, is because of Mattel Retros. But I think Samoa Joe has the same body type. No. I think Samoa Joe has the same body type as Tugboat from the Mattel Retro line. I think. I'm trying to think of the figure now. Oh man, now I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to think the Samoa Joe figure. Either the Tugboat figure or maybe a figure like this. I'm think, you know, it might be this one. Too many darn figures. I can't remember them all, but I would have to say, kind of looking at all these figures, this is easily the best figure from the bunch, hands down. And what is his? Okay, kind of looking at his body type, you could kind of estimate or guesstimate what his finisher was. And it says "We the Ones" on the shirt as well. Again, all of his guys are tatted up like crazy. Beautiful tattoo designs and graphics, no doubt. So if you are going to go for your best figures, I do think that this 2-pack was definitely worth it. I mean, these are killer figures. And when I talk about figures that you hold in your hand and you just want to sit down and have a match, this is an awesome freaking piece. Like, I want to sit down and have a wrestling match with this figure. It's that good. And what the heck was his name again? Solo Sikoa. Alright, Solo, you're about to go down as one of my favorite Mattel Retros of all time. Congratulations. And Roman Reigns. So, I absolutely don't mind the Roman Reigns figure, but Roman Reigns already has a Mattel Retro in the line. Now, you have multiple Ultimate Warrior figures, I think. No. Well, Ultimate Warrior got a Series 1 release. I take that back. I don't think Ultimate Warrior has any more figures in the line. I'm thinking. No, the figures I have are customs. Scratch that. But Randy Savage has multiple Mattel Retros. Sting has multiple Mattel Retros. Undertaker has multiple Mattel Retros. So Shawn Michaels has multiples. I think Hunter Hearst Helmsley has multiple Retros, if I'm not mistaken. So there are plenty of characters from the Mattel Retro line that has multiple figures. So it's not uncommon to see certain characters get more than one figure released. You know, like Hasbro, right? So it's not, you know, out of the realm of normalcy. At the same time, I would like to see a different character released. But if this line, I think that, like I said at the very beginning of the video, I think this line was called the Bloodline or something. So if they're all fall into the same family, this would be a perfect addition to go along with the rest of the figures with Roman Reigns. I understand it. It's kind of like having, what was it? I think it was Hart Foundation, Jimmy Hart, and I think they throw in Nikolai Volkov. I think that was the same box set, if I'm not mistaken. And Nikolai Volkov was kind of like a random toss-in. So it was like, you know, why would you have this random character? So at this point, would you have these three guys and then just some random one-off, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, who would you throw in this character, in this line? Let's say Sherry Martel, as an example. So this was fine, and like I said, it's a good looking figure, and I think this might actually be the exact same one that he had previously. So I mean, he always seems to get this arm punching figure. So the one thing I would have liked for Roman Reigns is to have a completely different figure with a different mold. But every time you get a Roman Reigns, you always get an arm punching figure with the big thick arm. So Roman Reigns gets that figure. You know, Shawn Michaels with his most recent figure gets that. I think Badass Billy Gunn got his like that. So, I mean, this is definitely one of the better figures when you kind of compare it to, like, you know, Hasbro, Jake Roberts, for example. Jake Roberts, great figure. It really is. But among Hasbro's, because that line is so deep, I always say Hasbro Jake Roberts is one of the top 10 worst figures. Playable figure, great boots. You know, I always loved his kick. Very fun figure to play with. Very enjoyable. But one of the top 10 worst. Again, not a bad figure at all. It's just top 10 worst among the Hasbro's. But when you kind of create the Mattel Retros, you kind of upgrade in the sense because you're taking the same figure, but you're making it bigger and bulkier and making the figure a lot thicker, obviously. Making the arm a lot thicker, stronger, so you're improving on the figure. So I like it. It's a solid piece. For $27, this was a perfect pickup. To complete the collection, you know, most people are going to buy the whole set, but I don't like the jumpers. The fact that you put two jumpers in one set, it was stupid. I don't like that at all. But again, you got two perfect figures out of it, so I really can't complain. Overall, I think this was a great pickup. You know, nice addition. Like I said, I'm probably going to wait to the end of the year for the prices to drop on these figures because I think they will. I think the prices will go down, and, you know, by around October, November, if I don't see the prices go down on either one of these, then I might bite the bullet and pick them up again, because they'll still be available on Ringside Collectibles. And I'm sure on eBay, though, somebody will probably be selling these. And if I can't pick them up sooner on eBay, I'll buy them on Ringside again at the end of the year, because they'll always be available. And if not, I'm good with just the loose collection. But guys, that is the Ringside exclusive for the most recent Mattel figures. And if not today, I think it's already in Kentucky, so I should be getting a USPS delivery today for a new Random Treasures pickup. So I do have 3 new figures coming in. I'm probably going to split it into 2 videos, though. And that's probably going to be in the next 2 days, or I might do multiple days. Maybe put one video out one day and then wait a few days, put out another video. We'll see what happens. I kind of want to go back to doing like 2 videos a week or so for a little bit. Kind of spread my videos out some. That's it for now, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take care, everybody.